Welcome. Today is 23rd September 2024, and the important takeaways from today's newspaper are: in page number 1, the left leader Dissanayake is Sri Lanka's new president. So AKD, as he is popularly known, he has pledged to end corruption and change the political culture of the country. As yesterday we have seen the political crisis and economical crisis of Sri Lanka and how it is evolving day by day. The day before yesterday also we have seen how the economy is booming. It's recovering in tourism sector and in other sector also with respect to Sri Lanka, and how the China is dominating Sri Lanka with respect to ports and debt traps. We have seen that also. Next. In the right side, GST Council is looking at tax rates item by item for rationalization. So GST Council, we have to read in a polity perspective. What is GST Council? How many members are there? What is the role of Union Finance Minister? Who are the members? Those things. Also, what is the need of rationalization of tax? So why rationalization of tax is needed? How it promotes the inclusive development and mobilization of resources. So in that perspective, we have to see. And now the GST Council, it's a constitutional body in India. It is established under Article 279A of the Indian Constitution, and the main task is to recommend to the union and state governments on issues related to the goods and service tax. As we know that GST was introduced in India in 2017, and it's a single indirect tax for the entire country. It replaced multiple taxes like VAT, I mean value added tax, service tax, and excise duty, those things. And GST Council consists of the chairperson. Chairperson is Union Finance Minister, who is currently Nirmala Sitharaman, and the members are state finance ministers will be there, and central government officials will also be there. And next. The council also includes a representative from all Indian states and union territories. That means the bureaucrats. Next, the decision-making process means decisions are made by the 3/4 majority, and the center has 1/3 voting, whereas the states have 2/3 voting, all states together. So the functions of the GST Council is to recommend the tax rates, deciding what item for exemption, and also threshold, defining the threshold limits for GST registration, dispute resolution, and other policies related. And by this, it promotes the cooperative federalism, and it also ensures the uniformity in tax laws across the country, so that inclusive growth and all those things will happen. And there are some challenges, like some dispute things are there on revenue sharing, and also compensation concern between states and center, that is there. So we'll switch to the next article. So what is the need of rationalization of taxes for inclusive growth, we can write. And whenever we rationalize the tax, it increases the revenue generation, increases the efficiency, and also it closes the gaps in the tax code, and also it stabilizes revenue streams. It simplifies the tax structure, that government can create more predictable and stable revenue things. And it also, because a business entity should register, it reduces the tax evasion, and also it creates a business environment, professional environment, and it gives the opportunities for incentivizing for innovation by tax exemptions, and also effective use of funds, and it strengthens basically the governance and accountability aspects. And because the world is changing, we also have to change, and the tax rationalization will allow the government to adapt new economic changing conditions. And also we can do environmental sustainability also by carbon tax, or promoting sustainable practices, and giving exemptions for the companies who promotes environmental things, that is there. Next article: Quad launches maritime and health initiatives, condemns aggression in disputed regions. So now the 6th summit of the Quad grouping is going on, and the Quad contains basically 4 countries, that is India, US, Australia, and Japan. So 4 prime ministers have met, and they have participated in the 6th summit of quadrilateral grouping, and there are basically they have dealt about health initiatives that we'll see now. The first one is maritime initiatives. With Maitri initiative. Maitri initiative is a new regional maritime initiative for training the Quad partners to monitor and secure their waters, enforce their laws, etc. And next one is Quad Coast Guard cooperation. This initiative is to improve interoperability among Coast Guard forces of member nations, the Japan, US, India, and Australia. And by the Quad at Sea Ship Observer Mission, it is scheduled for 2025. And the next thing is humanitarian assistance. Indo-Pacific Logistic Network pilot. And by this, a joint airlift capability will be developed to enhance the efficiency of humanitarian assistance and disaster response operations. And the third thing is health initiatives. So it came out with an initiative called Quad Cancer Moonshoot Initiative, and this initiative aims to combat the cervical cancer by promoting the increasing HPV vaccine, I mean human papillomavirus something is there, expanding access to screenings and enhancing treatment options across the Indo-Pacific region. And the other thing also in educational and research. So quad scholarships are there. And India has also announced a new initiative with offering 50 scholarships, which is worth $5 lakh for students from the Indo-Pacific regions to pursue education in various fields. So educational research is also going on. And Quad Bio Explore initiative. And this Quad initiative, it will focus on joint research of utilizing AI for agriculture advancement. So now in this Quad meeting, I mean Quad summit, the countries are focusing on agriculture advancement also. On health, it is focusing on defense, it's focusing on education, it is focusing on infrastructure. Now they're gonna connect with the undersea cable networks, which is critical for global data traffic, I mean internet and all. The last thing is they also discussed on the climate change and clean energy with the Q champ. Q means quad, C means climate, H means HAMP means adaptation and mitigation package. So it is named as Q champ. Q means quad, C and CH means champ, climate change, and M means mitigation, and P means package. It aims to enhance resilience against climate impacts. So that is the main outcome of Quad Summit that is held today. Next article in the same page, I mean the page number 1 only, confusion over alert on entry of 900 cookie militants. So the Manipur issue is going on, and the Manipur security advisor Kuldeep Singh, he have told that through the intelligence input, said that there are 900 trained militants from Myanmar and they have entered the Myanmar borders. So who are the cookie militants? We have to see. The cookie militants are the primarily northeast Indian states of Manipur, and they are parts of they will be staying in Nagaland, Assam, and Mizoram. And in this perspective, what are the constitutional provisions is sixth schedule. So the sixth schedule of the Indian Constitution provides administration of tribal areas in 4 northeast regions, that is Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Mizoram. Meghalaya, Mizoram, Tripura, and Assam. Okay, and what is how this insurgency is taking place is the cookie insurgency. It have took it roots in 1980s and 1990s because of the ethnic clashes between the Kukis and Nagas and in Manipur, and also to defend their community, the Kuki militant group have developed for their territorial rights and also for the political representation. Okay, and so there is 2 articles regarding the tribal people. One is Article 244. Article 244 of the Constitution, it deals with the scheduled areas and tribal areas in India. It aims to protect the cultural identity and land rights of indigenous tribal communities through special governance structures. So you can quote, if Manipur issue is asked, then you can quote this Article 244 in your in our answer writing. And also Article 275, it will provide grants in it from the union government to states, and it is aimed at ensuring the financial stability of states that need support to developing of specific areas. So that is there. Next we'll switch to next. Just scroll. Yeah. In page number 3, downside, fake currency factory busted in Surat, 4 held. So this fake currency comes under the topic of counterfeiting of currency, and topic number 132, money laundering of internal security challenges. So what is how counterfeiting of currency affects economy? Those things we can work. And how India is stopping fake currency and counterfeiting is we have seen in that there is one web series called I think it's Farzi. Yeah, Farzi. It is released in 2023. In that, the Shahid Kapoor will portrays about how it is happening and all. Just the things are how the Indian government have mitigated or combated this counterfeit currency and fake notes are by first of all they have increased the security features in currency. That means the holographic strips and latent images and watermarks, optically variable ink, micro lettering, security threats, those are imparted, so that it is very tough for the counterfeiting people who are trying to copy the note. Next one is Indian government have also done a demonetization, as we know, in 2016, and there are also technological interventions like currency verification tools, which uses the UV light scanners in the banks, and also these days blockchain technology, those things are coming. because whenever we switch to the digital currency, it reduces the counterfeiting things, those things. And also Indian government have established law enforcement. There are bodies like National Investigation Agency and Financial Intelligence Unit and other things. And also, yeah, I think that's all. There is a Prevention of Money Laundering Act also. This is a main thing. It is launched in 2002, and it mandates that financial institutions report the suspicious transactions. And also it expanded in 2005 to include terrorism and financial and financing and drug trafficking also. There is Enforcement Directorate and Benami Transaction Prohibition Act, and also Fugitive Economic Offenders Act. Those things are there. If you are aware of economic basic topics, then it's enough. Just scroll in the page number 4. Sit special investigation team to probe adulteration of ghee used in Tirumala. So recently in Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam, there is a probe that in laddus there is a mix of beef's oil instead of ghee. The quality of ghee was reduced and some adulterants were added. And the new government is claiming that it has happened in the tenure of the old government. And because of that, the faith of devotees is being hurt. And what is food adulteration? And we'll see some examples of food adulterants in various food items. Okay, first one is milk. When you take milk, nowadays in the milk they're adding soap powder, they're adding urea made milk are fed to various children, and it leads to nausea, cancer, and all those things. Next, black pepper. Instead of black pepper, they are using papaya seeds. And for oil, they are using some argemone seeds. And ghee also, in ghee they are using animal body fats and vegetable oil instead of ghee. And there are some testing methods to do that. And in Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam also this thing happened. That laboratory record have claimed that the beef fat is added in the Tirupati laddu. And the chili powder thing is the chili powder, they are polluting it with brick powder and sawdust and wood dust, wood pulp. And the turmeric powder is been polluted with colorants, various colorants, and there is an yellow aniline dye that is there. Next, we'll go to the next article. That is in Bengal's Sundarbans, mothers are arming toddlers against accidental drowning. So because in Sundarbans they will perform some agriculture activities also. Recently there is a scheme called I think it's Mishti. The last year they have introduced. Now we'll see about the Sundarbans and the significance of Sundarbans and the importance of Sundarbans. Okay. Sundarbans, yeah. So Sundarbans is a unique and vital mangrove ecosystem located in the delta region of. So it exists in delta region of River Padma, River Meghna, and River Brahmaputra basins. So it is spanning between the parts of India and Bangladesh, and it acts. What is the significance is it acts as a biodiversity hotspots for flora and fauna. It is the famous Bengal tiger is there in this region only, and other species are like you can see spotted deer, you can see crocodiles, you can see birds and mangrove vegetation also, and the endemic species also is there in that particular region. So it will protect the coastal regions against erosion and storms. And as we know it the mangroves will play a crucial role in carbon sequestration, which helps in mitigating climate change, and it is the storehouse of the carbon dioxide. And in Sundarbans they rear fishes also, so it is fishing activities also takes place, and it gives livelihood to the local communities. And also tourism activities will take place, and scientific studies also. And what are the government schemes for the Sundarbans is there is a Sundarbans biodiversity conservation project, and also integrated coastal zone management project, and there is one scheme called Mishti. There is one scheme called Mishti. Mangrove restoration and conservation programs also been taken place by the government. And Mishti means mangrove initiative for shoreline habitats and tangible incomes. So it's a strategic program, and it's launched by the government of India, aimed at conservation and sustainable management of mangrove ecosystems along the coastline. So that is there. Just look on what is the conservation efforts and how it is going on, what is the status of mangroves, those things. Next thing is just I will switch to the other article. India needs a national security strategies. In this, Miss Tara Karta, she was saying her opinion about national security is not only about defense, it's about economic things also, because whenever the nation is strong, we have more bargaining power, and we can dominate other countries also, so that our power will be sustainable manner. And also she was saying that uh, we need to protect the whatever the things secretly we are doing. I mean, defense strategies, all things, those things should not be told outside only, and it will further I mean deplete the confidence of the people. Something she's saying. And from this article we can't take any points actually. The main summary of this article is basically the national security contains financial and economic security, food and energy security, the information warfare, and vulnerabilities in India's critical information. She was saying about vulnerabilities in India's critical information infrastructure, and also supply chain and environment. And she's saying why we need a national security strategy is to because we are compounded by various nature of security threats, and there is no concrete document to guide the military forces also. For the India, only political direction to the armed forces is existence in defense ministry. And also we need a framework for effective long-term planning and strategic signaling. Those things should also be there. uh, and also she told about the challenges. What are the challenges? Is bureaucratic apathy, political will is not there, the resource allocation is a problem, and weak institutional support. So she told that a national security document is an urgent need. It's not just about difference, uh, because priorities within the economy, it will give direction to industry, financial institutions, and also other tentacles. So those things are there. This is not that much important, but there is a thing is why India need a national security strategy. That things we can work on. Next article. I have underlined some things in that editorial. Just go through words. We can use that words in the examination. And in this article, she was also saying that India has a tool like non-alignment, and now it's become as multi-alignment, because India was in the BRICS. I mean, in one way, India is opposing China by with the Quad. I mean, Quad contains Australia, India, Japan, and US, and Quad is against China. And also, India is in the BRICS also, which is led by the China. That is there. Uh, and also India thinks that we should not support only one person. We have to support everybody based on the strategic importance. And she have used a word that uh, because you are not quite sure of putting all your eggs in Western basket. That is why India, with 85 billion trade deficit with China, rather than complicate things, giving its frequent forays into claims of Indian territory. And because China is often wanted to occupy the northeast region and some parts of India. So it is this article is covered about the vulnerabilities of India, how India is, I mean, dealing with the other countries, how its behavior with the other countries. uh, that is overall thing. Next we'll switch to other article, capturing the cost of healthy diets. In page number 7 they have given, it's about food security, poverty and hunger and health. So according to the National Family Health Survey in 2015-16, show stubbornly high rates of undernutrition among children and rising rates of anemia among adults, as we know that. And the people are not having money to access that nutritious diets because of the rising food inflation. And there's a problem with the talinomics. So the cost of a thali has recently become a popular way of measuring the cost of meals. In 2019-20, the economic survey, they have devoted a chapter to thalinomics, where they calculated the cost of the typical thalis, that is, which contains rice, wheat, sambar, papu charu, etc., etc., and also non-vegetarian thalis. So they have said that some 10 rupees difference is there between the veg thali and non-veg thali. And the main important thing is the cost of healthy diet captures the minimum per person per day expenditure. So they have telling the world how they are calculating and what are the mistakes in that. That's it. And in UPSC perspective, you have to know how food inflation is affecting the malnutrition, the dynamics between them. Uh, Next thing, professional Indian women work the most hours globally. So it is topic is globalization, effect of globalization on Indian women. Averagely, the Indian woman is working 55 hours a day. That means at least 10 hours. If we consider 6 days, averagely she's working more than 10 hours a day. So that is there. So they have given some graphs regarding that. The thing is, what is the effect of globalization on women, and how is women feeling in that way? In that dynamics, we can work on. Next, on the pitfalls of estimating GDP. So now, because the base year is still 2011-12, and now it is the time for revision of the GDP calculation base year, and now the government is planning to do it to the NSO, National Statistic Office is considering using the goods and services tax to estimate value addition based on the GST. So that is there, but the data is being stopped because we have not conducted the census, so they are waiting for the census. And there is one previous year's question about this changing estimation of GDP. Now you need to work on what is GDP, what is GVA, what are the types of GDP, how it is calculated. And in this article also they have given various terms like gross fixed capital formation, GVA, GDP, NSO, NSSO, 5%, 4%. Those things are the static topics you can revise. Okay. Next is the controversy regarding Venezuela elections. So in Venezuela is a place in South America. It is north of the South America. I mean, it is down of the Cuba and those countries, and it is bordering countries are it borders with the Guyana, Brazil, and Colombia. Okay, so basically, what is happening in the Venezuela election is there is one person, President Nicolas Maduro, and before that there used to be President Hugo Chavez. After his death, he have been a president, and also there is opposition party. So now they in that particular place elections are happened, and the opposition party, they have asked the government to publish the vote tally from each police station and not polling station, and the Maduro, who is the president, he have refused. And we have to see in economic perspective this what is Venezuela. So Venezuela is a country with replete with oil reserves, and Venezuela's economy has witnessed many booms and lulls since oil reserves were first discovered there in the 1920s. So in 1920s in Venezuela they have discovered oil production, oil plants, and oil reserves. So by that it have developed, but there is a lot of political corruption and political institutions are weak. So whenever the political institutions are weak, the governance will be not promised well, and good governance will not be there. So there will be some slightest fluctuation in global fuel prices have happened in the last few years, and the major mode of revenue comes from the foreign drilling companies for them. And so there is also Ukraine war has been happened, and to mitigate that Ukraine war rising oil prices, America have depended on Venezuela, and also it eased some sanctions also. And they claim that some disturbance, elections are not conducted in a fair manner. So the opposite party asked the ballot votes, and in which that Maduro, he have neglected. Because of the allegations of fraud and manipulation, there are electoral irregularities, and because the present government is showing its authoritarianism, and also censorship and propaganda, they have kept the opposite leaders in the jail forcibly. So it is against the democratic principles, and also humanitarian crisis is also there because of the migrations things are there. So just these things are important in UPSC perspective. And they have given one question about the Venezuela also in the last year, 2023 prelim, 2024 prelims they have given this year only. The question I'm reading: recently Venezuela has achieved a rapid recovery from its economic crisis and succeeded in preventing its people from fleeing, emigrating to other countries. So there is now a serious crisis there regarding the migration due to the economic crisis, and political crisis is also there. And Venezuela has the world's largest oil reserves. Both statement correct, one correct, two correct, explanation is correct, explanation is not correct. So in that way, the prelims PYQ 2024 they have asked this question. And there is also an article in page number 9. It's about judicial appointments and disappointments. As we have seen the day before yesterday, that Chandrachud said that the government is making delay in the appointment of judges, and there is a little there are complexity in the collegium system, reiterations, and the backlogs of that. And judges are the ultimate authority in the interpretation of the constitution, and so must be learned in the law. But who will select the judges and ascertain their qualification and class character? So focus on first judge case, second judge case, NJSC, and all other things. This article is very important. Just go with it once. And who will select? This entire article is about like who will select the judges, what is the character, because there is the government proposes to change the collegium system and substitute with the commission. But how should the commission should constitute? To whom will it be answerable? What are the guiding principles be following by the commission? These issues remain to be publicly discussed. So this, an opinion have been given about V.R. Krishna Iyer, who is an eminent jurist and is a former judge of the Supreme Court of India. So that is there. Just scroll. In page number 10, they have given about Biden hails Modi's Ukraine trip, Lord's India's global role. So the leaders praised combined efforts to facilitate sustainable semiconductor supply chains. So now, we'll read about the supply chain semiconductors whenever it is in news in the next time. And in page number 12, UP, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh top in cases of atrocities on Dalits. So though India is democratic, it have come a long way in eradication of untouchability. But although there have been atrocities on the Dalits and tribal people, in that they have given a graph. The Uttar Pradesh is on top. Next is Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Haryana, Gujarat, Kerala. These places are there. Okay. And also in page number 13, they have given a gas leak leads to blast at iron mine, and Israel orders. So Iran mine is there, Israel, Hezbollah, those things are going on. Just update on those things. That's all for today. Thank you. Good night. Have a great day.